All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Atari Force issue number 6 from Dark Horse DC Comics, and yeah, we're gonna go a little bit further with the story. And I must say, this is a banger. This is really good. I really enjoyed the series. So much in it, likable characters, a very cool villain, pure evil like this one. This is the villain, by the way. So without further ado, yeah, let's dive in. So. The Atari Force has found the enemy on the ship, but the ship hasn't detected him one because, I don't know, probably the ship is invisible. And Dart is basically prepping Chris Champion to go over there because he has some facing powers, right? Calling him Tempest. And so he he dives in, and because he's can face through the multiverse. And then look at this, man. This looks so cool. There's a lot of going on. Jorge Lopez Garcia. Is that his? Let me double check. Well, we're probably gonna see it later. Jose Garcia-Lopez. Yeah, his art is fantastic. I also like his Superman rendition. He did a lot of work for DC Comics, but he packs so much detail in it, so much facial expressions and things going on. Body language is a plus here. So Chris didn't expect this, and all these creatures all look different. They do all have different costumes. Yeah, so he faces back, and because he was getting overwhelmed, but then his father, says, "Hey, why are you here back so soon, right? I'm waiting for an answer, Tempest. No matter what I say, Dad's going to think I'm turned coward. He never understand I had no choice but run." So Morphia says this one thinks Christopher should be allowed to explain it for himself. So she's basically the mother figure here, right? Thing is, Martin, the ship's a lunatic asylum. It's wall-to-wall with warriors, and they attack first and ask questions later. No way we can sneak aboard and steal back the probe you lost. So Pangrat says, hey, let's go back, because he's a coward, right? So he's getting put into the corner while the adults are, talking. So Martin says, I don't care how many warriors there are. It's crucial we retrieve the probe. It could lead straight to New Earth. That ship contains a tremendous evil, and we must, right, Martin, says Dart. Right, you told us already now. Chris, could you carry a 3-kilo canister when you phase over? So he explains that he can do 10 max because Dart has the plan that, hey, why don't we put in the back some sleeper gas and then zippity zip, nighty-night for the bad guys. It's not really a bad plan, if you ask me. But, Martin is, he's worried, right? He's just, I don't know, man. That's kind of a responsibility with the crew already alerted to our presence. You don't think I can handle it, right? So yeah, Martin is, the suspicious one, and he's holding all his emotions in check inside. Well, Chris has it on his sleeve, and he wants to seek approval. His father's approval. He's a little bit insecure, but he also, don't like his dad because there's some tension between them, right? Christopher, your father has natural concern for your safety. Oh, sure he does. All right. So they are basically moving on with the plan. So Martin thinks Dart's behind this. Her years as a mercenary soldier give her a natural sense of command, and she's taking over. God, I feel old. And Martin's been outvoted. So Martin says, hey, what are you going to do? I'm going to steal back that lost probe, Martin. So she says, hey, I need a thief. And she's looking at Pangrat here. She says, no way. So there are, but then some little bit of comedy is in here, and everybody's laughing at them. But there's also some serious things because Dart has, another vision. That's one of her powers because Chris and her, when born into, in the multiverse, and it gave them strange powers, right? And I must say, now look at this. This looks so cool. We see the vision, we see the face of Dart, and we see then the result of the joke, right? All rolled into one. Layout's fantastic. So she sees a possible future of Chris being captured and being tortured. And she says, well, it's not going to happen. It doesn't have to come true. All right. But then we also have another player. It's the brother of Pangrad. He wants to throw him in jail, right? They don't like each other, but he is basically interested in what's going on because who have you come here to meet, I wonder? I'll just bide my time a while, wait and see. So, okay. Meanwhile, on Scanner 1, that's the ship, right? Martin says, hey, take this canister of neurosuppressor, and that will help put them to sleep, right? Don't you think it's time you told us what we're really up against, Martin? Who's on that ship? So Martin is coming forward, right? But, there's a lot of distrust between son and father. You know what I believe, Christopher. There's an evil entity aboard the multiverse, a creature that almost destroyed the original Atari Force 2 decades ago, and who succeeded directly or indirectly killing your mother. I've spent 20 years tracking him down. He's on that ship. By accident, he captured one of my research probes, and he may use that information in the probe to harm humanity. Sure, if that's your story, stick to it. Someday, maybe you will tell me the truth. Dart, I'm ready. Again, a lot of detail here, a lot of layers. Also, we see these two looking in. Look at this, it looks great, right? She thinks back at Blackjack, her lover that she lost. Anyway, so they are synchronizing their watches and they are going in, right? So he's going through the multiverse and Dart is, breaking in. But then Morpheus says he does not admit the pain he feels even to himself. The Institute made him my first assignment when I joined the psychic department, research department. And through my empath ability, I've learned to understand him, even care for him. Why do you make yourself suffer so? Why are your humans so vulnerable to their own inner demons? Tell the boy you love him, Martin Champion. Really, would that be so hard? You see the pain in his whole, body language. It's really there. So they are breaking in, right, in the dark, and it looks all great with all these lighting effects. But then, instead of going to the crew of the enemy ship, he's landing somewhere else. He says, where am I? You are here because I want you here, boy. You are here because I willed it. Uh-oh. And in this ship, in this universe, all that is exists only to serve my will. Your father has done what I expected he would do. He has delivered himself and his family into the hands of his enemy. You are mine, boy. The aesthetic here, the look, really good. Look, he's towering over him, over Chris, over Tempest. He's strong. He is dangerous, a force to be reckoned with. So he says, who the hell are you? And he says, your throat cannot pronounce my name, but you can call me by the name your father gave me in another life, the Dark Destroyer. All right, so Chris says, I need to get out of here. So he wants to phase out, but then the Dark Destroyer, holds it and throws him away. But then Chris, he's not a coward. He says, all right, let's do this. So running was a mistake. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm learning. Here's a faceful trick I learned a while back. Like it, sucker. But then the Dark Destroyer is way too strong and he slaps him away, slaps Chris away like he's a child. Meanwhile, the plan was totally wrong. So, Pangrad and Dart here they are being ambushed. I mean, look at this, all these different creatures, different weapons. And I really love this shot, from the backside, her turning around and then shooting all these shooting the enemy. It's really, really well done. All right, but Chris is fighting, they all fighting, but, the art's all against them. And Pangrad is cornered, and he then, like a cornered animal, he fights back. Chris is trying to hold his own, but he's being whipped by the Dark Destroyer. Trouble, they're calling reinforcements. Find us a way out, Pangrad. Any out. He responds, snarling with a leap. He's like a different creature, bolder, taking risks he would have quailed at before. Ha! I knew I could count on you in a fight, you little furball. I hate fights. Where are we? Some kind of a vent system? He says. Well, and then Dart's trying to contact Chris. Chris hears it, but he's, blank to it or something. It's like an echo from another life, unreal. Reality has become sensation. Only his hate seems real. Only his pain. Yeah, I like it, although he is, totally outclassed. He is still fighting the Dark Destroyer. I like that. He's no coward, right? And he's persevering, he's pushing through, although he's losing, but he's still doing it. I like that, he's a true hero. But then, the Dark Destroyer, it's just kicks his ass. But then he's summoning this creature called Psylocke. I've finished with this carrion. He's yours now. Enjoy him. All right. Meanwhile, on Scanner 1, Martin is worrying. So something is wrong. Worries comes too easily for you, Martin. A habit of command, I'm afraid. Something I learned a long time ago in the Marines of Old Earth. So she wants to soothe his father with her telepathic abilities, but he says, no, don't do it because it only brings other memories above. As you wish, Martin, but emotions cannot be denied, only twisted into new forms. Hear her, Martin champion. The Canopian insect speaks with wisdom beyond her species. Our long game is at an end. You have done what I failed to do. 3 times I to destroy a child of the Atari Force, the female Dart. 3 times she escaped me, and now and your son are in my grasp. Uh-oh. So this is a projection, right? So Martin says, what do you want? What have you done with Chris? I have what I want, Martin champion. The parents of these children caused me great pain at your hands. I suffered a terrible rebirth. At my hands, your children will suffer a terrible death. So, and he also dispatches of Morphia. And Morphia says, that creature is a monstrosity beyond imagination. And then Martin realizes that he is losing his son. And he is, he's taking action, right? But then we see here Chris being pulled away, I guess, towed away, dragged away, right? Dart is looking at him, and he says, my vision is coming true, just as it did with Blackjack weeks ago. But this time I won't let it happen. I'm getting you out of here, Chris. Bet on it. Real cool, She's a strong female character, but in the good way, not, that she's invulnerable. She's just smart. She has powers. She has determination. She's a warrior. And, and she and Martin complement each other really well, right? They are both heroes, fighting for the right thing and try to get out of this situation. Guys, we're going to continue this fantastic series. Let me know in the comments what you think. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Back my comic that's coming out, Gemini Crusade. It's a science fiction medieval action book. You're going to love it. If we're going to launch, I'll get you the notifications, but you can sign up. So I'm going to leave the link in the description. So thank you so much for doing that. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.